Okay, so I have a 2-camera corporate interview. We keep coming up here in just a moment, and I kind of just want to walk you through my thought process on that, and maybe you could take some information away from how I think in order to improve what you have going on, or maybe you have some advice on how I can improve. And so if you see my event videography kit video, then you saw that I just got this new timber bag. This is a tripe bag T488 by Timber. And so I really quickly just want to go over the gear, and then we'll get into the location, setting up, and kind of meta. And so here in this bag, let me try to get this open. Sit that down right there for a second. Okay, so for my light stands, my main light stands that I'll be using, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 light stands in here. That'll be my main light stands, where this one right here will be for my key light, in which it'll be, I'll let you know in a second. So this one right here will be for my key light. This one right here with the clip on it will be for my 5-in-1 reflector, because I don't use a fill light, I just bounce light. This one right here got a grip head and a boom pole holder, so you know it's going to be for my boom mic. And then this last light stand over here will be for my backlight or my hair light, right? I'm also able to fit a boom pole holder in here. And then finally, I have this small lightweight light stand, which is actually in here for the client monitor. So something simple. And these are the sticks that I'll be taking with me, and they all fit in this here bag. One of the best parts about this bag in particular is that I'm able to fit all of these in here, along with the different attachments, a grip head and a boom pole holder, a clip for my 5-in-1 reflector. And so the boom pole with the shock mount jigamative thingy. And so being able to fit all of these in the bag, it allows for me to be much more efficient, especially as someone that's moving around as a solo creator. And so the next part of this kit is the Nanuk 955. So I just want to really quickly go over what I have in this case. This is my main case, especially like for 2-camera interviews. If I need 3 cameras or whatever the case may be. Let's do this right quick. Oh. All right, so in here, this is my 5-in-1 reflector, because like I said, I don't really use a fill light. I'll just bounce the light. My 5-in-1 reflector. Here is my grid for the Amaran P60C. If you're interested in that light, make sure you check the description down below, where I have a couple videos about this light. Here it is right here. That just slide right there onto the side. Here's my audio kit. Take a look in here real quick. All right. So in here, it's pretty simple. I have my Zoom F3 field recorder, and then I have a power bank, which I use to power it, USB, and then hang up my boom mic. My boom mic that I'll be using, this is the AT4053 Bravo. It's not a shotgun mic. This is specifically for indoor dialogue. A lot of people confuse that. And then back here I have a few wires, extension for the 3.5 millimeter cable, some stickies for the lab tape. Oh, there you go. Some stickies or whatever. And usually I also have my DJI kit in here. And the reason I don't have it in here is because, you know, I'm wearing it. You know how that goes. So boom. So we got that. And then below that we have the XLR cable. And this bag is just the accessories needed to mount this P60C. So I go to adapter, and then, you know, I got the D-tap to 2 pins, so I can power this light using a V-mount battery. My XLR cable. And this is my AKS kit. If you don't know what an AKS kit is, it's essentially all kinds of you know, poop. I got some Velcro strips in here, some lens wipes, bongo ties, a plate, a tripod plate. This right here is used to clean your lens. And on the inside, have a few other things, some tools. So yeah, you know, all kinds of stuff, just in case you need it. Well, I guess I get to that afterwards. Let me try to speed this up a little bit, because like I said, I got to go. And the next slot pouch over, here go my questions and just some notes for myself, specifically about this interview. And then I have my 200X right here with the power, a clamp or two, just scattered about. This V mount right here is specifically for my A-cam rig. And so the reason I'm taking the 200X when I would normally take the 200D is because, let this plane go by. So the reason I take the 200X nowadays is because I showed up to a shoot one time with my 200D and the house lights were tungsten color and they could not be turned off, and so it wasn't a great experience. I just try to learn from that. This right here is my B-cam rig kit, my dummy battery. Right now I'm using a small rig, V-mount, Gigamative. If you're interested in that, I'll leave everything down in the description. You know how that goes. Some more lens wipes, just in case. Get that to the side. Over here I have my 2 monitors that I'll be using. These are the Hollyland Mars M1 enhanced versions. So these are the ones that just came out. And then this is the base for my 8-cam rig. And this is my 8-cam rig kit with my top handle, side handle, dummy batteries, etc., etc. Right here is my B-cam. You know it's an FX30. Then I have a couple batteries over here, a couple extra batteries just in case. Another V-mount. I likely use this V-mount for my light, because the one I have over here is specifically for this rig. Here go my A-cam. Another FX30. Down here I have the 24-70 Sigma Art. And then we got the 35 1.8 by Sony. Right here is the softbox for the P60C. The friction arms, I connect the V-mount to the light stand, a Tiffin V&D. Extra memory cards, power bank, gray card, so power bank, gray card, and so the one thing about this gray card, it's a one of those Amazon's El Cheapo gray cards, and try to get this open. It's probably about $9. It's for sure less than 10. There you go. And so the reason I choose to use this versus the Passport color checker that I have is because something that people don't talk about is that color checker is so small. It's so small. So when you try to use it to set a custom white balance, it's pretty difficult. As opposed to having something a bit larger, you could just click on it, get your white balance set. And so that's pretty much my kit. I gotta head out to this shoot right now, and I'll get up with y'all in a minute. So what was supposed to be a 2-camera setup ended up being a single camera setup. And of course my camera of choice is the FX30. See that 8-cam right here on the back. My camera of choice is the FX30, outfitted with the small rig VB99. Up here is the Mars M1 enhanced. I have a couple of those. I have another one over here. I bought the 2-pack, so I'm able to use this as the client monitor. I mentioned earlier that I had this pack for that little light stand, and that's what it is. So that's why I'm using it for visuals. And of course, like I said, we got the 24-70. That's my go-to.
You may notice that I chose to use the V&D for this particular interview. And that is because I needed to expose for the outside while also keeping my camera settings as it should be. Without this V&D, my highlights would have been blown out and we wouldn't be able to see these trees in the background. The thing that I was most proud of when it came to this shoot is that I was able to set up, interview, and shoot B-roll all within a tight 2-hour time frame. The thing that I wish I would have improved on is moving the talent slightly over to the left so that there's a bit more room on his right side for cropping in post. Additionally, I think I should have created the time to throw up a backlight just to give him a little more separation from the background. Other than that, I am satisfied with the way that this turned out. Let me know your thoughts on it.
That's what we have going on for the camera rig, as well as our monitors. For audio, I'm using the Zoom F3 32-bit float. The thing that I came across with this, specifically, the thing I came across with this is that originally when I was setting up my audio, my 2 audio kit, I was going to use that connected to my boom mic over here, which is the AT4053 Bravo. I was going to use that along with the DJI, going into my B cam and this one going into my A cam. But since we only ended up using one camera, I ended up having to record this audio separately. So I'm gonna have to sync it later in post, which I was gonna have to do anyway because the preamps in these cameras aren't as good as preamps for dedicated recorders. For this, I decided to use a clamp for my wire to keep it from hanging, because normally I would use the Velcro or a bongo tie, but because we were so low on time, I just wanted to do something quick and dirty. And so that's what I opted to do. I would say if you choose to use this clamp specifically for your XLR cable, make sure your XLR cable is at the top of it, because if it's anywhere on the sides, it's not enough clearance, so you'll run the risk of actually damaging your wire. And so to prevent breaks in it, make sure that you use it on top if this is a route that you decide to go. I put my light over here because the sun is coming out this window, and so I didn't want to compete against the light. Don't compete against the sun, you motivate it. And so this is what we ended up with. This is a pretty quick setup. I was sure to use this light to motivate the sun. And then for the camera, I had it on the opposite side. So as my talent, as I guess he would be the talent, the CEO of this company, as he sat down right here, I had my camera closer to the right side so that it was essentially on his shadow side, as opposed to being on the side where it was already lit at, because then I would just present a flat, washed out area. And truthfully, I don't even think this light was doing too much. I think it was just there, but really it was there for safety in case the sun was moving during the interview, so it wouldn't look like that on screen. This is all I got. I packed up all of this extra gear and didn't even need it, but it's better to have and not need than to need and not have, right? And so, real quick before I go, I just want to say, make sure, this is in my safety tip video. If you didn't see it, make sure you go check it out. Make sure your knuckle is on the right-hand side, because when you're booming stuff overhead, you don't want any accidents. I don't care if you do have insurance. You don't want any accidents on your set, right? You are responsible, just like the pilot is responsible for, whatever. So that's all I got for you right now. I hope this is able to help you in some sort of way. And if you have any advice for me, I'm constantly learning, growing, and I'm all about getting reps in and improving. So if you have anything for me, make sure you leave that down in the comments, and I'll be sure to reply.